Hi guys, I'm coming back with a new introverted celebrity analysis, and this one is going to be on Tanya Reynolds, the actress in Sex Education. And this actually comes from a request from one of you. So if you've ever felt like your shyness and sort of awkward attitude is a problem that you have to fix before putting yourself out there, this video is really going to help you. We often look at the confidence icons of the world, like Angelina Jolie, and we may think, I could never be that polished. But what if the most powerful thing you could be was to fully accept yourself, your personality, and your quirks at this point in time? And that's the inspiration we're going to get from Tanya Reynolds. So Tanya is an actress that you probably know from Sex Education if you watch that. And she is a shy and introverted person, but she does not try to hide it. She announces it, she declares it. And in doing so, she unlocked a form of confidence that is not the typical one, but that is one that is actually attainable for you wherever you're at in your confidence journey. So if you feel that you have to hide your shyness and that you can't contribute to the bigger world, keep watching. The aim of this video is to show you that there is nothing to be ashamed of, that you can function, interact, and move up in your career when you remove the shame around this, when you remove the thought that somehow you have to keep your shyness a secret, that it's humiliating and that no one must know about it. So the first lesson from Tanya is to not hide your shyness.
I am a very shy person.
Tanya is very honest about being shy, about struggling socially, and she explained that in The Big Issue. So I couldn't find any videos there, but there's an article, and I'm going to read to you what she said. I have wonderful friends, but I'm not a massively sociable person. I know certain environments are going to make me anxious, so I want to avoid them. As I got older, I got shyer and quieter. Even though it is obvious throughout my life that I've had quite bad social anxiety, drama school was the first time it was so apparent. What didn't help with the anxiety was that I was on the wait list. I didn't get a place immediately. Someone dropped out. And part of me felt like I had slipped through the net and wasn't as deserving or talented as everyone else. And Tanya also said that her social anxiety manifests in fixating on people's opinions of her. If someone is looking at me, I think they're thinking horrible things, that I'm awful, that I'm ugly, and it makes me freeze. It makes me clam up. So as you can see, Tanya really puts all of that social anxiety and shyness out there in the open. She's not ashamed of it. And you can see in those clips that she lets her nervousness come through in her movements, her fidgeting. But it does not stop her from being present with the people around her, and it does not stop her from contributing to the conversations. So there are some statistics here that were pretty mind-blowing to me. Listen, it's said that when we try to hide our nerves, we use up 80% of our brain power just trying to act normal. So imagine the amount of brain power you're using that you can't actually put into presence, into really listening to the person in front of you, to noticing things, to coming back with an argument or with something smart to say, or just being yourself. And Tanya does the opposite. By naming the elephant in the room, she diffuses the tension. So when Tanya admits that she's nervous, she's not being shy, she's actually de-arming the fear of being rejected, the fear of being judged. And by naming the fear, she actually stops it from blocking her natural skills as an introvert. For example, being empathetic, being a good active listener, feeling the subtle cues in the room, reading people well, being able to access and talk about our feelings. So really practice removing the shame and inadequacy that you feel. The second lesson is about reframing shyness. Tanya is an actress. She is a shy creative. And it does not stop her from putting herself out there and from building a successful career. And I want you to remember that shyness is not a lack of personality. Shyness is a reaction. It is a fear of judgment and inadequacy. It is not a personality trait like introversion or hypersensitivity can be. And I'd actually say that being shy often goes hand in hand with being a sensitive person. Tanya really treats her sensitivity as a pilot light in her acting, in her career, and that's where her depth comes from as well as an actor. Being sensitive is also about being highly tuned in. And it is why you're good at your craft as an actor, for example, as an artist, as a creative, but also in other areas that are about connection and really reading people and connecting with people. It's not a social defect. So what I mean by being highly tuned in is that most people sort of have a filter that is going to block out about 80% of what's happening around them, of all the stimuli happening around them. And as a sensitive person or as an HSP, your filter is thinner. So you are tuned in to the stimuli, to the data that others filter out. This is why you might feel overwhelmed in a crowded and loud room, because you're processing 100% of the data out there when other people may only process about 20%. Lesson number 3. Allowing yourself to take up space no matter what. So let's look at how Tanya uses her anxious physical presence to our advantage. What I mean by that is that by allowing our body to reflect our internal state and not trying to block it, like we can see with the fidgeting, she isn't wasting energy trying to look still. This keeps her brain free to stay highly tuned in, as we saw just earlier. And as you can see, she is tuned in to the conversation. Her sort of awkwardness is actually her staying in tune with her feelings rather than suppressing them. So it's not about being the loudest or the most physically grounded person in the room. Sometimes it's about being the most comfortable with how uncomfortable you feel. And that's something that we can also notice when we watch Kristen Stewart. And I made a video about her that I'm linking up here for you. So we're going to look at some interview moments where Tanya stays grounded even when she's visibly shaking and visibly anxious.
All the time, you know, for the entire summer that we're filming, we're literally just hanging out with each other.
It's like we're actually at school in a weird, like, John Hughes kind of dream school.
Totally.
Which is being performed without a license from the ministry, and we realise we're in a sort of a much more restrictive society.
Everyone else's world.
Yeah, because it is like such a separate world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Their relationship is like a whole other universe.
Yeah.
So I think by analyzing Tanya's attitude here, we are reminded that we don't have to be perfectly ready in order to put ourselves out there, in order to start taking up space, contributing to the world, but actually it's about accepting how you feel and starting to understand that shyness does not mean anything about your personality as such. It is a reaction, it is a fear. By watching Tanya's videos, when you read the comments, you can see how loved she is because she lets herself be her. She lets herself be visibly anxious, be visibly shaking and fidgeting and be a little bit awkward sometimes, and people actually love that. Depending on the situations, of course, stop trying to hide your shyness. Stop trying to hide your nerves. Just let your body express what it needs to express so that you can also make space for you to fully be present, to fully be there and contribute and participate and have your mind work for you and not against you. So is there a part of you that you find awkward and that you'd like to start seeing as a strength? If that is the case, let us know in the comments and let's have a little chat. It's been several months since I've made a video and I think this is a really good way to get back into this topic, and I will be back with more in-depth topic around confidence, around introversion, around high sensitivity and how to really make the most of your personality type and your quirks. I'm sending you much love. Bye.